So serious, right? Everybody, give yourself a round of applause again. I know, right? All of a sudden I was like, shit, I got something important to say.
Yeah, it's just poetry.
It's just poetry. So thanks to everybody at 1111 for this chance to read here at Adobe. This is one of my favorite places to come to get just really immersed. And I found some really good, low, cheap stuff that then I resold on eBay. So it all works out. It all works out at the end. So there's gonna be like basically 3 parts of the reading. The first part, all my work examines city. One of the things that 1111 asked was, what's it like being a writer in the Bay Area? How does the Bay Area affect your writing? And I just keep coming back to the point of getting out of the way of the poetry. Like, if I listen enough and if I hang around enough people, all the poetry just comes to me. It literally like comes down my way. Like, you're on AC Transit, the 72, not the 72R, take the 72, each stop, and you will hear just everybody talking about their life, completely candid, all the poetry comes out, all the dirt comes out, and then I just copy it all down. And then send it to 1111. So, first part, I'm just asking after Hu Chin's asking. I ask sidewalk, how does sidewalk live with sidewalk? We don't judge who walks here. I ask fire hydrant, how does fire hydrant live with fire hydrant? We keep each other cool. I ask brick, how does brick live with brick? We make it day by day, holding each other up. I ask city, how does city live with city? I ask city, how does city live with city? I ask city, how does city live with city? Urban relación. When we left Barrio Viejo, we took all the tools and fire, all the statues and wood, all the cups and water, all the dreams and sand, all the liquors and mirth, all the drums and hollow, all the oceans and salt, all the birds and dawn, all the shoes and flight, all the rocks and spark, all the trees and fruit, all the strings and joy, all the statues and legend, all the weapons and pride, all the medicines and magic, all the maps and wonder, all the roofs and warmth, all the mules and labor, all the bridges and reach, all the prayers and the way back. The story of how pigeon came to live in city. Back in the day, all the birds could sing. Not just chirps and whistles, I'm saying birds carried wind under their wing and in their throat. They were the original poets, bringing story from place to place, making Split Rock, which was the bird name for dry land, whole again. It went a little something like this. You could go to the desert and have Roadrunner come up to you and sing a song of water, which he learned from meeting up with his man, Gull. This song was so full of wave crash and salt swell that you forgot your thirst for a good day. This is how we got across Split Rock, back when your legs were good for something more than keeping a pancreas straight. It was all good up until man came up on the set. Right from the jump, the word went out with the wind that change was coming down. And remember what I said about how tight birds were with wind? So sure enough, the birds were first to act on the word from the wind. Eagle traded in a killer baritone for a chance to be able to eat rabbit and squirrel. This sure enough seemed like a sucker bet for the Council of Creatures, the OGs of Split Rock, who said, sure, knock yourself out. When man started to push up on everybody's spot and make villages every damn where he pleased, Owl was up next and gave up a smooth mesquite crooner in return to be able to eat spider and frog. Another fool's folly that no one objected to. Now, the purpose of the story is about Pigeon and how he lives so well in city. Well, here's the kick. No one knows how Pigeon got that. All we know is it must have been something massive, because not only can pigeon eat anything that falls on city, but pigeon can also hide its babies from man, which means, unlike his homies, eagle and owl, pigeon will never die. But don't listen to no rumors. Put your own ears to work and notice how pigeon shares an intimate coo with city. It's the only song pigeons ever known. A sweet growl heard when split rock first went cracking. A song of rip and mend. Listen, it still goes on. One question, several answers, after the poem by Claire Kagayama Ramakrishna. Where do you live? In the projects of the Bronx. Where do you live? In the middle of the social experiment. Where do you live? The same four walls as everyone else. Where do you live? Far from where my parents come from. Where do you live? The same four walls I keep running into. Where do you live? The same place I will die. Where do you live? In the back of the line? In the front of the lineup? Where do you live? In the outer boroughs. Where do you live? In my mother's absence, in my father's shadow, in my sister's footsteps. Where do you live? A place no one wants to visit. Mommy's Guzzle for my mother, Rosario Cecilia. The sign on our front door says, no gas, no heat, no hot water tomorrow. I asked my mother, where are we gonna live tomorrow? Get to packing your stuff right now. Better help your sister too. Bring only what you need. We're not waiting for tomorrow. Nope, too much. We don't need to bring all those photo albums, memories of a home that won't be here tomorrow. We won't have room for board games or toys. It's time to grow up. You were a kid yesterday, you better be a man tomorrow. We're staying at your aunt's until we can find a better place. And unless they have more beds, we're sleeping on the floor tomorrow. It's gonna be cramped and it's gonna be tight, but we'll make do. Remember when your father left, said he'd be back tomorrow? He went out the door and never came back. You cried for days waiting for him to come home. You thought the world would end tomorrow. I let you wait by the window, watching everyone who walked by the door. You were sure as sunrise he'd return tomorrow. Like then, here we are now, broke at breakfast, more broke at lunch, but I'll find a way to make dinner, get you ready for tomorrow. Are your stuff ready? Good. Take a long look, then we're out the door. Save your tears, mijo. It'll be better tomorrow.